This is absolutely unbelievable. A former Louisiana mayor and his daughter were shot this morning, and you won't believe who the suspect is. The shooter was a 10-year-old. Yes, you heard that correctly, a 10-year-old child. A 10-year-old child is in custody after he allegedly confessed to authorities that he pulled a trigger in a double homicide that took place early this morning on Sunday, September 1st. The sheriff confirmed that the identities of the victims were 82-year-old Joe Cornelius and his 31-year-old daughter, Keisha Miles. Authorities have not yet released the relationship between the child who shot them nor the victims, and they also haven't released the identity of the child because he is a minor. It was said that police responded to a call that shots were fired at around 6:30 a.m. and they discovered Joe and Keisha deceased inside a home on Austin Street. Both of them had been shot multiple times. One neighbor stated that they heard about 8 gunshots this morning. It was also said that there's a church located right across the street from the home where they were shot at, and this morning the church canceled services out of respect for the family. So I did read that allegedly neighbors are saying that an argument broke out between the child who shot them and Joe about credit card purchases with a video game. Neighbors said that they were a cousin of Joe's and that Joe used to be a former sheriff, and I did not read that. That's just what the neighbor said, and that he did have guns in his home, and reportedly he started arguing with the kid about these charges, and the kid just pulled out a gun. I also heard that the child that did this was autistic. Now again, police have not confirmed this, but that is what a neighbor who is also a cousin of Joe's stated. Investigators still reportedly have a lot of questions they want to be answered. The sheriff stated they've got a confession from the child, but it's a very delicate case because it is a child. With a child this young, they're looking at what the motive is, why, what caused it, what sparked it. He said he can say that both victims were shot multiple times. They also stated that they knew where the gun came from that was used, but they have not said to the public where it came from. I'm assuming it was Joe's. I don't know that though. He further said that the child who did this was scared, but he seemed to have a mindset to commit a crime like this. The child's legal guardian is his grandmother, and she came with him while he was being questioned by authorities. The child is still in custody at this time. Reportedly, Joe is a former Minden city councilman, and he served several months as the appointed mayor following the death of a mayor at the time. It was said that Joe was very well known and respected and loved by people in the community, and that he always had a joke for people. People are saying they never heard others have one negative thing to say about Joe. He did a lot for his community while he served as a former mayor and councilman. He also reportedly retired in December of 2022 as a deputy marshal with the Minden Ward Marshal's office. It was also said that for more than 24 years, he was known to work with a lot of young people in the community with an organization called Concerned Citizens of Minden. This is absolutely heartbreaking and scary. It's terrifying to think a 10-year-old could do this. My heart and prayers go out to all those who loved and knew these two victims. I don't understand how or why a 10-year-old could do something like this. It absolutely makes no sense, especially to a man and woman who are said to be very kind. Give me a follow because I will provide an update for this case if there are any updates. You can also check out my website at www.truecrimewithmegan.com.